All right. This is the precast countdown. We're joined with Sean Devine, and he's going to give us his must-see games of Week 8. How you
Hey,
doing,
good
Sean?
evening. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on again, Doug. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Just gotta, man. I don't know what to do with Facebook. Facebook's been really giving us fucking hell. They've been fucking us,
Well, at
and
least you're on tonight. They didn't throw you off.
not yet, not yet. It's young, not young.
Knocking on wood here. Knocking on
Hey,
wood.
and if anybody that pops in and listens, if you don't mind sharing this in a group or something, that would be cool because they're shooting down everything I share just about.
Jeez, that's terrible. It's garbage.
Yep.
But all right, well, let's get started. We'll start with our Group of 5 games that just missed out.
Okay.
Arizona State at Utah, both ranked teams, but big line is on Utah in this one to take care of business, and I think they probably will.
Oh, I agree. At home, yeah. But I don't know. I mean, Herm has won big games on the road already, so
Yes,
you
yeah,
can't count him
I'd love
completely
to.
out.
I'd love to see him do it again, but right now the odds are not in his favor.
No, Utah's got a good defense. I don't know what happened in L.A., but for the
Well,
most part, they've looked really solid.
they haven't won in LA since 1916 if we're talking USC, so
Absolutely.
snake bit. Pittsburgh at Syracuse at the beginning of the year, this looked like it could be a great matchup in the ACC. Both teams have taken a number of losses, so that one, throw that log in the fire. Temple at SMU. This one's going to be exciting, but group of 5 doesn't usually get people excited. I'll probably watch this one.
I'm excited about that one actually, and the Memphis. Is it Memphis Tulane?
I believe so. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You and I are both excited for those, and we're hardcore, so we'll probably watch them. But a lot of the rest of the country probably won't.
Until they see that it's like 35-35, and with a minute left, then they'll kick it in.
Right. Baylor puts its undefeated record on the line with a trip up to Stillwater. I think, again, this will be an exciting game. Oklahoma State certainly could win the game. If you're a Big 12 fan, you don't want to see that happen. Keep Baylor unbeaten, but that one just missed. Another one, classic rivalry in the SEC. Tennessee is visiting your Crimson Tide in Tuscaloosa, but let's not pull any punches here. The Orange have a snowball's chance in hell of winning this game. In fact, I think this game's over probably by halftime.
Well, let's just go ahead and say it.
Doug, quick question. How many years has it been since Tennessee has beaten Alabama now? It's been
The last time Tennessee beat Alabama was the year before Saban came. Shula's last year, 2006.
2006. Yeah, that was 13 years ago.
Time flies, right, when you're kicking ass.
Yeah, or getting your ass kicked, one of the two.
Yeah. And then our last one, Boise State at BYU. Boise State puts its unbeaten record on the line at BYU, and they can certainly lose this game.
Yeah, that's actually going to be a really, really killer matchup, I think.
I agree. I'm excited for it, but just missed out. So let's jump into our top 3, shall we?
Let's do it.
So number 3, and I waffled on this one. Doug knows I had to send him an extra message here, but after the results of last week, we got a new number 3. The Florida Gators are visiting the South Carolina Gamecocks, and this one could decide the SEC East. Currently, the Gators are a 5.5-point favorite heading into Columbia. They are 6-1. The Gamecocks, I don't believe I have their record on here. I think they've lost at least one game though.
Oh no, I think they're
Two.
Maybe 2.
I think they've
Two
lost
losses?
2.
4-2 or 3-3, one of the two. I can't remember. I'll have to look that up.
But hopes are high in Columbia after the big win at Athens last week.
Yeah, that's false hope, my friend.
The way I look at it is like anytime a team like South Carolina wins a big game like that, I automatically assume the next
Classic
week
letdown.
they're going to be flat.
Yeah,
as shit.
yeah, and you've talked about this quite often on the show. Maryland, who I had actually kind of got popped up on my radar early in the season with their 2 big blowout wins. When they beat Syracuse that badly, we had talked about it, and Doug, of course, came up with that. And as we know, Maryland lost the following week.
Right. So I've unofficially dubbed this game the Spurrier Bowl. seeing as he has ties to both programs. But however, historically, this isn't really a game. Florida leads this series 27 wins, 3 ties in the series, and then South Carolina only has 9 victories all time over Florida. And this is a series that dates all the way back to 1911. This is the first game in the series. Key players in this game, obviously the quarterback battle. Trask for Florida. Not sure if Helinski's going to play for South Carolina or not. But I think that matchup's going to tell the tale of who wins this game. Both teams are physical at the point of attack and have very good defenses. So I think this one's going to be exciting. It kicks off at noon on ESPN, all times, of course, being Eastern Standard. And Williams-Brice should be rocking. It's a hard place to win at. But I still like Florida in this game. I still think Florida, just if they get up for it, I know it was a tough defeat last week in Death Valley, but I think Florida's just got a little bit too much talent for South Carolina in this one.
The answer to our trivia question a moment ago, South Carolina has 3 losses. Those losses came to, of course, Alabama, North Carolina, and Missouri.
That's right. Forget about the Missouri loss. I knew they'd lost to Bama and UNC, but not Missouri. So, excellent.
34 to 10, or 34 to 13, I believe it was.
Oh, wow. Missouri. Wow, look at Missouri coming on after losing.
Well, and 34-14, excuse me, to all the Gamecock fans that are screaming and hollering, wanting that extra point.
Missouri's got an outside shot to win the East. Don't sleep on Missouri just yet.
They're still lurking in the top 25 at the moment. It could happen. I don't.
I mean, we've seen what Georgia's low is. I mean, seriously, they can split. They don't have to beat probably Florida and Missouri.
Now, here's my question.
Florida and Georgia to do this.
Just a quick question, though. I mean, really, was South Carolina that awful, and they've suddenly just kind of found their niche? Because, again, they did beat Kentucky, 24-7. That was actually a pretty decisive win.
I think this game's going to answer that question. We're going to find out. Was South Carolina that good, or was Georgia just really that bad that day last Saturday with this game? If South Carolina can pull this game out, I'll buy in and I'll believe in them. But if they lose or lose badly, then we'll know it was a fluke.
And if Florida loses, they're going to be very high in our Life Championship Bowl.
Maybe.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, they were in the top 10. I think
they're actually there now.
They have the resume for it at the moment. Now,
they're
it
already
depends on
there.
how their season. Yeah.
Georgia's number 1, by the way.
Was that a spoiler?
No.
Georgia was number 1. Oh, that's a huge shot.
No,
there.
That came out on Tuesday. I put it out on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yep.
But anyway.
Yeah.
Number 2 game.
Number 2, the Michigan Wolverines ranked 16th, sitting at 5-1, visiting the unbeaten 6-0 Penn State Nittany Lions, who come in ranked 7th. Big Ten East battle. Current line, Michigan is a 9-point dog visiting Happy Valley, over under 47.5. For 2 rivals who are in the North, they haven't played very much. Michigan leads this series 14 wins, no ties, and 8 defeats over Penn State. And when I did a little research on this, their first game, if you believe this, was 1993.
Really?
2 programs that have existed since the late 1800s. Their first game was 1993.
Yeah,
wow, that's
because
amazing.
Penn State was an independent forever, and so that is odd still that they didn't cross paths at some point. But I mean, at least in
and
a
also
bowl
to
game.
have the heated rivalry that they have now.
No,
right.
They're in the same division. So
Well, I mean, but yeah, I mean, the same time.
and they're both household names in college football.
Yeah.
Only one of them's a blue blood, though.
True.
So the thing that struck me most about this game is Harbaugh's in his 5th year, James Franklin's in his 6th year. Who needs the game more? That's what I really want to know.
I think Harbaugh needs it more because Harbaugh has. But the thing is Harbaugh has already beaten Penn State. Penn State has beaten Michigan. So I don't know. I think Harbaugh, the amount of money that he makes really puts a lot of pressure on him right now to do something to change the course of this season, because it looks like it's going to be a typical Harbaugh Michigan season.
Which is a good season for a lot of programs, but for Michigan and the money they're paying him, oh hell no.
Yep.
Nah, that ain't gonna fly.
I expect Penn State to be doing a whiteout. It's a 7:30 p.m. Eastern kickoff on ABC. That'll be Fowler and Herb Street's game. Beaver Stadium seats 106,500. So it's going to be loud in there. And again, the other question in this game, with it being loud, being on the road, can Shea Patterson handle the fire of being on the road in pressure situations? And so far, the answer has been a definitive no.
No.
So this is a huge game for him and for Harbaugh. Again, I still like Penn State. I like what they're doing. They have this running back named Brown. He's kind of electric. And then on defense, they have this defensive end named Gross Matos, who's got 5.5 sacks already on the year, and he's pretty explosive. So I like Penn State to win this game, but it's closer than the 9 points. It's your typical Big Ten kind of slugfest, and I think Penn State probably wins 21-17, something like that.
Right. All right. Now it's time for the top game of the week.
Top game of the week, and I'm going back west. Pac-12 action, but not after dark. 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time kickoff on ABC. The Oregon Ducks, who sit at 5-1 and are ranked 12th in the country, visit longtime rival the Washington Huskies, who are ranked 25th in the country and sit at 5-2. I will be at this game personally with our good friend Bruce Martinez.
Awesome.
And currently, the Huskies lead the series all time. 60 wins, 5 ties to 46 defeats to Oregon. However, doing some research on this game, the last 5 years, Oregon leads 3-2, but over the last 10 years, Oregon leads 8-2. So Oregon's had Washington's number over the last 10 years. And that does include some of that time with Marcus Mariota, the only Heisman winner in this series for either team. Longtime rivalry started in 1900. This is a huge game for both programs. I think from living in the Seattle area, there's been a bit of restlessness with the Husky fans over Peterson over losing these 2 games this year, particularly the Stanford game. That one definitely kind of stung in their craw. Eason has played well. Eason has been very good. And Herbert hasn't been that good to me from what I've seen for Oregon.
No, it's definitely been disappointing.
But they keep winning.
No, yeah, you're right. And they look like they play good defense.
They have played good defense, albeit some of the offensive they played in the Pac-12, California and some other programs, they don't really move the ball very well up and down the field. The current line in this game, the Ducks are a 3-point favorite going into Husky Stadium, which is a very tough place to play. Husky Stadium seats 70,000, field turf, built in 1920. It's going to be loud. It's going to be a loud, hostile environment. Something I don't think Oregon's really seen since the first game when they played Auburn, which they almost won. This one's going to be your usual Pac-12 big-time rivalry game, and I think we could see anything happen in this game. Some of the players I like, for Washington, they have a running back named McGrew who's averaging 6.5 yards per carry. He's dangerous on the ground and hard to wrap up. For Oregon, they have a wide receiver named Red who's going to have to step up with Breland being out, but he's got 5 touchdown catches already on the year. So I expect a great game. I don't know who's going to win. I think it's going to be nip and tuck all the way, and I think a field goal is going to carry it for one team or the other. And whichever quarterback makes more mistakes will determine which team wins this game.
Oh, I agree. I have a hard time. I mean, I've watched Washington a couple of times this year, and I think their low is they have the potential to get beat in this game handily.
I think Washington, to win this game, is going to need to control the pace of the game and run the ball and keep Oregon off the field. If they can do that, they can win the game. If they can't, then like you said, there is a potential factor here for Oregon to potentially win by double digits.
All right. Well, there's your games of the week. Next week, week 9, and there's no telling what he's going to have for you.
I think we're going to have a great weekend of games, and we're getting there, gentlemen. We're already we're past the halfway point of the year. Can you believe it?
No, it is hard to wrap your brain around because it just seems like yesterday that we were still doing the countdown for the season to start.
I know, right? And we're waiting for Miami, Florida now. What is it, next week or the following? We have LSU visiting Alabama.
That is early November. That's Halloween week.
Yeah, I can't believe it. It's going by too fast, but it's been a blast, and I can't wait to see how it all unfolds.
Yep. All right, Sean, we appreciate it. We're going to go into our intro, and we'll be back here in a minute with the podcast.
Appreciate you, Doug, and Shannon, as always. You guys have a great night, and we'll talk to you later.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye now.
I also can prophesize the future, and I also can see subliminal messaging.
Okay, I'll tell you what, Miss Pillsbury's slow, girl. Now, I'm
Look, really? I'm pretty sure I could truck the shit out of you, you fucking overgrown baby.
Dude, whatever you're smoking, buy a ton of it.
I'm the greatest smack talker on the fucking face of the earth right now.
Possibility of women playing in the league, one day, I don't think it's impossible.
You fucking punk ass bitch!
Jesus Christ, that hurt. I'm still gonna.
I'm fucking real, bro. You ain't shit.
Well, this is smacking off. If you don't like it, change your diaper and leave.
Don't be ridiculous right now, okay?
I'd rather watch softcore porn than have to watch all of that.
No, that's how you make opium, and then from there you gotta process.
Bro, who invited this dude, bro? What the fuck? Get this dude out of here,
No,
bro.
U.S. is far better than Oklahoma historically.
How about your meatloaf is moist as my pussy gets? I promise you that.
Okay.
Oh shit, this has turned into Kane Arthur's drug class.
They need you back at the cash register in 5 minutes.
Well, Tiki's like pipe minus the entertainment value.
Smacking Off the podcast is starting in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
And welcome back to Smacking Off the podcast. What's up, y'all? It's Shannon. Got Doug with me. What's up, Doug?
Football. More football. It's just all football every
I know.
night.
I love it, man. This is my favorite part of the time of the year as far as our podcast goes. I love doing the podcast. Don't get me wrong, but man, during football season, man, we got some shit to talk about. We just got done with Mr. Sean Devine. We always appreciate his contribution at the beginning of our shows. I don't think I've said that enough. So, Sean Devine, that one's for you. Doug, what's up? What else is going on in your world?
We got some guest picks coming up.
We do have some guest picks coming up.
It's not in our world yet, but it can be.
No, there's some things going on. Kyle picked up his Fez tonight, so that's the thing.
Yep.
That's important.
And for the people in Family Smack, I just wanted to mention that I don't know who all knows Chris Scully, but Chris Scully got in a bad car wreck.
Chris Scully, a frequent contributor to the show.
Mm-hmm. He's all right. He's rehabilitating right now. He hit me up the other day, and he got in a car wreck like 2 weeks ago. The fellow driving the car was his buddy, actually died in the car wreck.
Oh, God.
So, yeah. So, put Chris Scully in your thoughts.
Yeah, definitely. Super solid dude, has contributed numerous times on the show, and just really not all around nice human being. I really hate he's going through that. That's the way it shakes sometimes, I'm afraid.
It is.
Yeah. Also, if you are a member of Family Smack, we have we've actually had a little problem here lately. Do you want to go call this number? Let me grab the piece of paper. We're going to go ahead and
I don't know if I'm logged into that. Well, let me see.
Oh, no. Well, yeah, that's right. It's going to be a process. We're going to have to do that soon.
We'll do it on Sunday.
We've had a little bit of an issue with a previous member. He was actually a contributor on the page quite a bit, and he had gotten into it with our Florida contributor, Nikki Mays, who's just a recent addition to the show. And apparently he has camped out in group. His profile and his one of his backup profiles has been removed, but he's still in group reporting things. So everybody, watch your language when you talk about Adam Mollis's him, his wife, his children, which he wants us to remind that they're not handicapped at all. None of them are, not a single one of them. Adam, however, though, is still in my inbox. Him and several other profiles. And they still got problems. This is the biggest mad I've seen in Smack in a while, and that's kind of saying something considering the nature of the group that we run together.
Agree.
Wouldn't you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag family smack. I mean,
Yeah,
just the name alone spells
it's
trouble.
like, what do you do with a suicide bomber? I mean,
Yeah.
that's what we got. We have a suicide bomber.
Yeah. So there's going to be some fallout, I'm sure. We're going through a group purge right now. A lot of you we know, and the regular contributors are going to stick around, but some of these people that have been lurking are going to be gone. Yep. So, and if it still persists, then I guess we just take everybody out of the group and add them back in one by one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much about the size of it. It's just a Facebook group. But at the same time, we have a lot of fun doing what we do. I hate that somebody's got one person has to disrupt it because they have a problem with somebody else. But now that problem is our problem. So, just like that's what I do in my when I'm not on Facebook or behind the mic. I'm a plumber by trade, and so I
deal with shit.
I get rid of shit all the time. That's what I do. So we'll work it out.
All
so
right.
Adam, we will go ahead and say something really nice about you and your wife. We know that neither one of you are legally retarded.
Right.
I think that's important. Does that? Yeah, that deserves it.
I agree. You ready for me to call these guest pickers here?
Yes. Bruce Martinez and Kyle Golik, both frequent contributors to the show.
Yep.
Kyle has a fez, so he's a member of an order now. An official member of an order. How's that work?
Order of what?
The Order of the Shaved Beaver.
Possibly.
Good evening, gentlemen.
What is the name of your order? Or is it?
My order is the Islam Grotto of Pittsburgh.
The Islam what?
Islam Grotto of Pittsburgh.
Islam Grotto, Pittsburgh. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Well, killer. Yeah, you picked up your fez tonight. We're proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
Somebody's still ringing in the background. Bruce, is that you?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Who's still ringing? Somebody got some Facebook.
Oh, excuse me. I'm gonna cut off my back page. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Bruce. What's the name of your order?
Are you asking me?
No.
Bruce, do you not have an order? Do you have a fez? Do you have?
Yeah, I got an order.
All right.
See, there you go. Everybody got an order.
What's your order?
Well,
don't tell me fucking bitch.
You want me to start with Ohio State and Northwestern?
Oh, let's pull that up. Shit. Oh
yeah, we're doing
some...
that. Yeah, Bruce is ready to go. Bruce is ready for work. He showed up for work. We're over here just having
I got my lunch pail here.
Leisurely conversation here, and Bruce is like, "No, come on, guys. Let's pick up your tools and let's do this thing."
Hey, Kyle.
Hey, Bruce. How are you?
Great, fantastic.
I love it when our callers
having a little birthday celebration tonight.
Well, right now, my current situation is I'm in the parking lot of our lodge, and I have found this stray cat, and I'm trying to rescue it. Every time I try to do anything towards it, it gets mean, but then it comes like right back to me, and it wants like pet, and it's crying. So that's kind of my situation as I do the picks here tonight.
It sounds like my dating life.
So, Smacking Off Podcast, animal lovers approved.
That sounds like my dating life, to be quite honest.
He said something about petting the pussy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Anytime I reach out my hand to put my hand on the pussy, they take off running.
Yeah, it's not everyone's favorite pussy.
Yeah.
It's a really pissed off cat that wants help, but it's kind of like women.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. That's exactly like my dating life. I dealt with that for years.
That's a good analogy.
I dealt with that for years and years and years, so now I'm just gay.
All right, y'all want to pick some games? Goddamn, let's take our time on this because we're trying to fill up some time here.
Yeah, Sky Anastasion, but we'll get to that later.
I took six road teams.
You took 6 what?
6 road teams.
Oh shit! I thought you was talking about some pills you had taken.
Yeah, 6 roofies. Yeah.
Nah.
All right, we've got the mighty Ohio State Buckeyes going to Northwestern. That's Friday night game tomorrow night.
Friday night live.
A lot of people is a little worried about this guy. A lot of Buckeyes have been worried about this game.
You got to be kidding me. The way Ohio State's playing right now,
this
are
is
you
going to be
serious?
a whitewash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So y'all are both picking Ohio State.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Damn it! I'm picking Ohio State.
We ain't worried about the betting odds, guys.
according to the Buckeyes, as they attempted to trademark it.
All right, I got you. All right.
We're not doing score predictions. We're just saying who's,
I mean,
who's
you can.
picking straight up.
You can predict.
Brees,
the score.
what's the score on this game going to be?
I could easily see it 38-10.
Yeah.
I mean, it's their Ohio State is.
Go ahead and
rolling.
say it.
45-7.
45-7, yeah.
All right.
I mean, it's going to be a blowout. It really is.
All right. We're moving right along. We have the Clemson Tigers are going to Louisville, which is, as I've been told, that Juwan Pass is out for Louisville, so that's going to. I think it could have been an interesting game if Pass was healthy, being at Louisville, but I'm not sure with a backup quarterback in. I don't know what they've got behind them.
My thing with Louisville is you got to love the coaching situation. Or they brought over Satterfield from Appy State.
Oh, I agree.
And, that's going to be a program in a few years that's going to be a force. I just think this is going to be all Clemson all day. I think it'll be a tough game up till the half, but Clemson pulls away in the second half. I'll say 28-10 Clemson.
Okay. Well, guys, y'all can pick on the scores, and that's great. I'm not going to hold y'all to, against the line or anything. These are just straight-up picks.
Yeah.
All right, Bruce, what's going to happen?
I just see. I think Clemson has their feet underneath them now, and they have too much firepower. I know Louisville wants to, and it's in their home, but ain't gonna happen.
What's the score going to be?
This one could be 36-6.
36-6.
So there's no love for Louisville after beating Wake Forest last week, ranked Wake Forest
But
team.
look at who Wake Forest has played up to that point.
Ranked?
They
You said ranked? Yeah, they are pretty ranked.
Yeah, they are.
All right, guys.
Soft.
All right, we've got the Fighting Herms. What the hell is this for Herm Edwards?
Yeah, the Fighting Herms of Arizona
With Marvin
State.
Lewis, Fort Cherry native, on the coaching staff too.
And the Utah Anastasians.
Going down to the Fighting Anastasians of Utah.
Pac-12 after dark. Let the dog father go first on this one.
This one I just look at Utah as being too solid of a team, having a senior quarterback, having a damn good defense that could easily stop ASU's run and their freshman quarterback. So I just think Utah is too strong, and 38-10.
Bruce hit on some points earlier. I remember watching Arizona State and Michigan State earlier in the season. The kid they got under center is going to be special here in the next year or two if he keeps progressing in the right way. And I think Arizona State's going to give a pretty good fight. But this is a Utah team that still has some hope for a national championship. You don't want to completely nuke them out of it. And I just think Utah's not going to have a second gutter performance. So I'm taking Utah over Arizona State. Sorry, Fighting Herms.
What score?
Yeah, especially after last week's game in Oregon, or against Oregon State.
Yep.
38-25 Utah.
Oh, so an interesting game, but Utah nonetheless. All right. Couple group of 5 games we've got in here, and here's the first one that are interesting games. Temple going to SMU, which SMU is 6-0.
So this is an interesting game here. You got two real good, in my opinion, coaches. You had Sonny Dykes for Southern Methodist, and you got Rod Carey at Temple. This was the game that I went back and forth the most on. And you want to pick SMU. You got to love the TCU win, and then you have something against Temple because they had that big upset against Memphis, and it's hard to do it 2 weeks in a row. Ultimately, I'm going to take the coaching edge to Temple. I'm going to just say they're more battle ready. I think this is a group of kids there in that program that's been through this. So I don't think the 2 week thing matters. I'm going to take Temple over SMU. I'm going to go 27-21.
Bruce, what you got?
I got SMU in this game, and the only reason why I'm picking them is 6-0. That's a solid resume, and they've won pretty handily in a couple of their games. But Temple does have some great running backs, or some very above average running backs, and I think, but I just see the game probably 27-14 SMU over Temple.
I kind of like Temple in this one myself. I don't know why, other than the fact that, well, they did beat Maryland, and they also beat a rebuilding Georgia Tech program 24-2. I mean that's a pretty statement win over an established football program. I mean, Georgia Tech's they're in the Power 5. And Temple handled them like they were nothing. So I don't know. This is I think it's definitely going to be a shootout toward the end. But I don't know. Just something tells me to pick Temple in this one. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
All right, guys.
No, this one could go. I mean, these two teams either one can win it.
And this is at SMU too. So I mean, Southern Methodist. I don't know if it has a history for being a really tough place to play.
All right.
Well, okay.
Florida on the road at the newly discovered South Carolina Gamecocks, who are coming off of the biggest win in Will Muschamp's tenure there, I guess.
Easily, yeah.
At Georgia
to beat a
week.
top 10 team. I mean, yeah, that's big time. It happens every once in a while, but
Florida coming off of a disappointing loss on the road at LSU. Still a decent, gutsy performance. Scored 28.
You want to start this one off, Bruce?
Yeah. Looking at it, my first initial view was SC. I mean, coming off that great win against Georgia, I mean, you don't go. You're not a slouch when you beat a number 3 ranked team. You're not. But then I start thinking, and they're in the same predicament as Florida is with having a freshman, quote QB making the call, and I just have to give it that edge, that slight edge, to Florida, and I see it 2017.
Here's the thing with Will Muschamp. Look, South Carolina, he's going to probably get the most that he can out of that program. I think he's destined to just flat out be a coordinator somewhere. The Georgia win, that'll be his high mark at South Carolina. This is Florida all day. 34-14 Gators.
Okay.
All right. Speaking of the LSU Tigers,
the Tigers of LSU.
Yeah, and this is a free one for y'all, really, because nobody's going to dispute what they think is going to happen in this game. Y'all will be on the same page here. But I do want to mention the last time that LSU went to Starkville, and I posted up in group about this earlier, Mississippi State won 37-7. That was in 2017. Not going to happen this year. Mississippi State found a way to lose that.
Dan Mullen, Joe Mo. 2 different coaches, different staffs, different players.
Yep.
It's LSU. I mean, I feel for Joe Mo. I mean, he was a great coordinator for us in Happy Valley. He wanted a head coaching job. I mean, he deserves a head coaching job. It's just, I think he's in over his head in Starkville. Unrealistic expectations when you go to an SEC program that's not named Alabama, and you got to live up to the Alabama hype. Poor Jomo. It's going to be a lot to a little. I'll say 45-10. This one, it's just going to be ugly.
All right,
Bruce.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Kyle. LSU's Ed Orgeron's doing a hell of a job there. He really is.
And I mean, I thought he was one of the worst coaching hires when he got the job. I thought LSU was crazy. I look like an idiot.
Well, everyone thought that
let's not start sucking each other's dicks quite yet.
Absolutely. Thank you for saying that, because you just took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah. I mean, I realize things look good right now, and they could beat Alabama, and they could have an unbelievable season, or they could fail their big tests again. It could look just like last year. I would not get that excited at this point and say that they're over the hump. Because
Ed Orgeron is still the worst head coach that Ole Miss ever had in the modern era, and yes, that even superseded Hugh Freeze, because at least Hugh Freeze could actually win some fucking games.
But, as far as what he's going to do this year, the jury's still out. It hasn't happened.
And now he has
started,
up until now. He looks like a contender and not necessarily a pretender. So
Right.
I mean, for this very moment, I will agree with that assessment of LSU and Ed Orgeron, but I'm not. I can't buy it. I can't put my money on the barrelhead just yet about LSU. They could have a flat showing of this game, and then of course we could see a repeat of last year's LSU Bama game.
Now, the
Bama game that LSU.
We've been watching
was
this down
to,
here for a while.
Stand around on field for.
Kyle, and I know you remember this, asking me, well, who did Alabama play in? I think it was 17. Let's see. It's whenever we went to Baton Rouge, and I mentioned that game, and you were like, "Get the fuck out of here, man! Beating LSU in Baton Rouge don't mean shit."
No, that's a very tough place to win.
I realize that things look good right now, but there's still plenty of time to come off the tracks, and it could happen to Alabama too. I'm not saying that it couldn't. I'm just saying that if you watch what LSU has done, really since Saban got to Alabama, I mean they did play for a national championship in 2011, but there's been a lot of expectations, and there's been a lot of years where they have gone 7 or 8 games without losing, but it usually comes off the tracks.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, and you know that's not necessarily Ed. We can't necessarily blame that on him because this is what his 3rd year now at LSU. So
guys, are y'all still there?
I'm still. I came back. You guys lost me for a minute there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he just joined the video chat. Yeah, he's still here. But yeah, I at the same time, I don't mean to hate on Ed, and you know, right now he's got LSU looking like one of the premier programs in the country. Whether he's able to sustain that or not, I mean, certainly LSU has the talent. Well, we got to give him that. And it looks like the players have actually bought into the program and bought into what Ed's selling. So in that regard, he has been a good coach for him. But if he's going to be able to do those little itty-bitty things, those little micro things that a good championship head coach has to do down the stretch of the season as the schedule gets tougher and as the opponents get tougher. But then again, you know, LSU's played some pretty tough opponents. 2 top 10. Of course, you know, Texas isn't necessarily top 10 right now. But you know.
I mean, as good as they look, let's just say they go to Alabama and lose close in a shootout, and that's definitely a possibility. And then they blow one maybe against Texas A&M. They end up with 2 losses going into the bowl game. It's not going to feel tremendously different than last year to the fans there.
But now here's the interesting thing, though. If LSU loses in let's say an overtime squeaker against Alabama, then goes and runs through the rest of their schedule,
they have a chance of getting in. Yes,
there's still a chance that they could be in the CFP, depending on what shakes out in the Big Ten, because the Big Ten right now is balling pretty hard. Actually, if you wanted to compare the 2 conferences right this second, because I know a lot of these teams have to play one another. But right this second, top to bottom, it's looking like the Big Ten's really got it going on a little bit more so than the SEC as far as being able to field 2 contenders in the CFP this year.
I think, looking at the teams that are up there, I think that the Big Ten has 3 teams that could. I mean, 3 teams that are on the list to make it. Obviously, 3 of them aren't going to make it, but 2 of them, it's definitely not out of the question.
Yeah,
guys, what do y'all think about that?
With the Big Ten?
Yeah.
It's still early. It's definitely on the table. I just think with the Big Ten, you know, we still got to see I don't feel Ohio State's been tested. Penn State's getting its 2nd test this weekend. Wisconsin, again, if you look at that program, you know, beating up on Michigan, you know, as a lot of us Big Ten have been watching Michigan, you know, Army's taking them to the task, and Illinois staged a comeback against them, even though Michigan was able to pull away. I just am cautiously optimistic on Wisconsin. I think they've had a little softer schedule. I still think the Big Ten only gets 1 team in at this point.
All right, guys, since we're on that subject, we're going to skip a little bit off the
one
list.
of the teams that's kind of still hovering in that orbit is Penn State. And, of course, this is the Michigan-Penn State game coming up this weekend.
Let's go ahead and go to the Michigan-Penn State game, and we'll get back on track after that.
Do you want me to go?
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead, Bruce.
You know, I just really I like Penn State, and I hate Harbaugh. Sorry, dudes.
God damn it.
There is nothing wrong with that.
Don't talk about Harbaugh. God damn it. We love
He
Harbaugh.
is everywhere he goes, he pisses on people's shoes, and they shorten his term there.
I didn't know he did.
I
that.
mean,
I knew about the sleepovers.
He came out of Stanford, with a halfway decent resume, but when he went to the 49ers, you don't shit on the owner of the team and think you're going to get away with it. No, but he does that everywhere he goes. I think he's in the last two spots he's been in. He's tremendously underperformed. He's had 5 or 6 years now at Michigan to turn this around.
I think it's 5.
He hasn't done it, in my view.
Sean Devine. Sean Devine
expected
asked a very interesting question earlier: is who needs this game more? Because Harbaugh has been at Michigan for 5 years, and Penn State's coach
Franklin.
Yeah, Mr. Franklin has been.
Franklin's done a damn good job.
He's been
and Franklin
6 years.
had a much worse situation to deal with when he got there to rebuild that.
That was a total rebuild.
Because again, and we brought it up on the show. You notice what we're not talking about when we're discussing Penn State? Yeah.
Well, I mean, the question is real easy to answer. It's Harbaugh needs to win more because, I mean, Franklin's got a Big Ten title.
Yeah.
So there's that.
If you have to ask me who I think is going to win, then you don't know me at all. But I'm going to say it's Penn State 37, Ohio State, and I say Michigan 7.
Oh, you done pissed Alex Bryan off there, goddammit. Alex, I had nothing to do with that.
I would say very close to the same score, but I'd have to give Michigan one more touchdown.
Okay.
That's respectable.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
All right. Let's talk about the group of 5 again for a second, because this is an interesting game.
It's a big game.
It is down here. I don't know what y'all think about it, where you guys are at, but Tulane.
It's a big game.
Tulane at Memphis.
Ooh, this is one that Memphis is coming off of that rough one last week.
This is. I like Tulane sentimentally. When I was younger in high school, there was a linebacker that played at Tulane that worked with me at Humboldt Oil and played linebacker. Hell of a man. Really liked him. And I've always liked Tulane, but I just think Memphis has a little bit too much on him and more speed. And I just think Mississippi's going to win. And 27-10.
Memphis, okay.
I'm taking Memphis. I'll say 24-17 Memphis.
All right. The mighty Duke Blue Devils at Virginia. I had to throw that's a difficult game to pick on. It really is, because Virginia doesn't look that great. Duke has looked a little better than people think that they were going to look, but they're still at Virginia. Before the season starts, it's a no-brainer, but I'm not sure it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, this is kind of almost an even matchup.
I'm not sure it's a no-brainer today.
It is. It's kind of like Maryland did, come out like gangbusters and then fall flat on their fucking face.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to. I say 21-17 Virginia.
I am going with the similar score here. I think the Fighting Cutcliffes are going to go up and down this whole year. I think this is Virginia's year. I like what
That's
Kyle?
an interesting thought there, Kyle.
Kyle, you there? I think we've lost Kyle Golik for the moment. Kyle's camera is off.
It's just your camera off, Kyle. You can still talk. Go ahead.
Yeah, just keep talking. Just talk louder. There he is.
Oh, and he's got his fez on.
He's got his fez on. Yeah, we've had all the other screens open. We hadn't got to see you in your fez yet.
Can we hear you now, Kyle? I don't hear you.
Yeah.
Bruce, can you do a Kyle imitation?
Hell no. I got my husky hat on. That's about it. that's I can't even reach that high. Sorry, dude.
Hey, Kyle, you need to plug your microphone back in.
Kyle's experiencing some technical difficulties. All right, well let's just keep rolling.
Kyle, are you using the track phone?
Yeah, he needs to get off that government phone and go get you a plan, homie.
Did he pick on that game?
I don't know. I'm gonna pick for him. I'm gonna say that Virginia wins by a landslide. Kyle, that's Kyle Golik's official pick.
All righty.
We'll just let him email them to us. Okay, so yeah.
Kyle, do you agree with 21-17?
Okay.
Kyle is picking 21-17, and I'm assuming that he's picking the Duke Blue Devils. No,
Yes.
I'm sorry, Virginia.
Yes, the Duke Blue Devils in a blowout.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Okay.
Yep.
All right,
I'm
now this became the main event, not because we were trying to fuck you, Kyle. Okay, we were trying to fuck you.
Yeah.
We were trying to fuck because you've seen the graphic. The Penn State Michigan was the main event of this pick'ems, but now we've twisted some shit around, and now it's Oregon Washington.
Got to give the dog father his due.
That's it. You
True
told me
that.
to put some respect on his name, and that's how we
True
did it.
that.
Well, this week I've gone through a lot of Ajna. Okay. And yeah, no one gives us any love this week. It has been like I feel like a poor stepchild. And very few writers have given us a chance in hell. But dude, this is in our house. And I think last week with the second half showing at Arizona and Jacob Eason finally stepping up and being vocal and saying this is what we're going to do, I think things have changed. And I think with our running back trio that we have, and that's one hell of an arm. So I would just say, along with Sean, it's going to go down to a field goal. And we have a kicker that's hasn't missed one yet this year. So I'm looking pretty good. Or I should say I'm feeling pretty good.
Well, how pretty good do you think you feel? What? Give me a score here on this one.
Oh, gee, 21-17. I mean, it's going to
21-17.
be a nail biter. This is a barroom brawl where each team hates each other, dude. I mean, you have your Southern knockout dragouts. Well, this is a Northwest. We hate you, motherfucker.
Yeah. Go on, get it out. Get it out.
Yeah, and it is. I'm looking forward to this game and 70,000 screaming fans. No, it's going to be good.
Yeah, it's going to be a good matchup, I think. All right, Kyle Golik.
So before the call, I had my heart set on the Oregon Ducks, but just by listening to the dog father, my faith is restored in Peterson and co. And a lot of the reasons he brought up, I think Peterson has a coaching matchup advantage. I think this is a game that the Huskies will take now. And I originally had it 20-16 Ducks. It's 20-16 Huskies for the dog father.
All right. Tiggy Doms, that one's for you, bro.
I tip my fez to you, dog father.
Tiggy Doms
Thank
is
you.
rolling over in his bed as we speak.
All right, guys, we appreciate it, and I guess we'll go to a commercial when we get off, and we'll come back with Mr. Anastasion.
Congratulations, Kyle, and thanks, Bruce.
Are you irritated with something we said on the
Take care,
podcast?
Kyle.
Well then, fuck you. Call the Smack line and tell us all about it at 304-508-BAIT. Don't be a pussy fuck boy. Call the Smack line today. Messages left on our Smack line will be used at the end of Smacking Off the podcast episodes.
It's here. ABC TV invites your whole family to enjoy the exciting new nighttime fun frolic of Hollywood's all-time favorites. Don't miss the Bugs Bunny Show. Yes, everybody laughs at that carrot-eating character and his crazy pal, Daffy Duck, the Big Dame Hunter, Pepe Le Pew, Yosemite Sam. Whoa, Mule! And who else, Bug?
The Oscar-winning Tweety Pie. I thought I saw a pretty cat. With Sylvester. And the fastest mouse in all Mexico, Speedy Gonzales.
And all the other cartoon stars your family and the whole world laughs at in ABC TV's nighttime fun show, The Bugs Bunny Show.
Smacking Off invites you to join us on the podcast. If you have an opinion on an upcoming game, some commentary on your conference, or want to roll with one of your fellow smackers on air, hit us up. You can message us at the Smacking Off or X's and O's Facebook pages, email me at maddenshannon@toothfairy.com, or call us on the Smack Line, 304-508-BAIT. And as always, fuck your team.
A, B, C, delicious, E, F, G. Gee, I'm crazy about post-alphabets. H, I
was robbed! Officer, somebody robbed my post-alphabets. I believe it was that crazy rabbit Bugs Bunny.
Describe the goods, Doc.
Well, post-alphabets is the only cereal with all the letters of the alphabet. They're made with real oats to make you strong and full of energy, and sugar sparkle to taste just a little bit better.
You mean alphabet spell energy from A to Z with a capital E. Oh, gee, these letters happen to be just a little bit better.
Crazy rabbit.
They're A, B, C, delicious. Get 'em quick like a bunny.
Hashtag Family Smack. The worst smack group ever. Look for us on Facebook and on MeWe.
You are now listening to Smacking Off the podcast. Like and comment on our damn videos. Subscribe to our fucking channel. I really hate you dumb fuckers need to be told that. You should have already subscribed. Jesus fucking Christ.
The Smacking Off the podcast. I'm your host, Shannon Madden, joined with Doug Phillips. And we have one Mr. Sky Anastasion. Can we put a big X over Austin Paris?
I don't have an X.
Unfortunately.
I don't have an X, but I do have
That'll
this.
work. That'll work. Yeah, go ahead and put
Ready?
it. Yeah.
All right.
That's a Rickroll right there.
I was actually surprised I made it.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
glad you made it too. What happened to you? We couldn't get a hold of you
His-
there for a minute. We got worried.
He said his place got hit with a tornado.
What?
No, we rarely get tornadoes here. Today, though, I kind of got caught up in some stuff earlier, so you weren't able to contact me then.
It was a woman, wasn't it?
No.
It should have been. I mean, you're young.
Yeah, it should have been.
You're young. You need to have women at your beck and call 24/7.
I like this.
That's what I would do. Yeah.
Let's go with the big one.
We'll just periodically make it bigger throughout the segment. I like that to where it encompasses.
I've got rockets and shit that I need to make. Be at my beck and call right now.
So you were saying that you lost your home, and I was wondering what happened.
No, it got pretty damaged. Somebody came in and destroyed a bunch of the windows and stuff, and we had to move out for a couple of nights.
What did your house get broken into, or is it somebody that lives at your house, or
it definitely got broken into.
Did they take everything?
Looked more like they were just trying to destroy the house.
Did you piss somebody off?
It wasn't Tiggy, was it? God damn it!
It was Tiggy Dimes.
No, me. I probably just pulling somebody fucking hard and they got sticky.
We're going to investigate and find out if Tiggy had any involvement in this.
Sky, it may have been somebody you pissed off online. It happens. We hadn't heard from Mike Gibbs in a good long while.
No.
I'm going to throw that out there.
All right, so we got a big game this week. Let's talk about it.
The Utes.
Utah versus Arizona State, I believe.
Yeah, the Fighting Herms.
Man, that man is ripped.
I sent
look at that
Doug
mustache.
a link that we can post in the chat for our listeners. But I've been working on some Herm Edwards themed emotes this week for Discord.
Oh.
But,
so, yeah, you've been busy online then. Doing the Herm Edwards
yeah, I've
memes.
been working on emotes and all kinds of shit.
Doing memes of Herm Edwards with a dick in his mouth or something. Actually, if you haven't
Have you guys seen my angry wit emote yet?
I'm sorry, what?
I call him Angry White. You remember Kyle Whittingham being really fucking pissed at the end of the conference championship game last year?
Yeah.
I made that into an emote too. If you want to share that with the viewers.
I
listeners.
just want to see the one with Herm with the dick in his mouth. That's good enough for me. Can you show that one on Facebook? I guess you got to black the dick out, don't you?
I don't think you can
Unless
show
it's a
that one
black
on
dick.
Facebook.
If it's already a black dick, then you might. Be okay.
That's like an easy.
You just have to
30-day
adjust the
ban.
contrast.
You could. There's an effect you can make it look like it's in black light.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't know.
If you guys want to go on Discord, I could definitely share it with you. But
Discord,
the
the record label from Fugazi.
No. Discord.com. It's basically its own speak combined, but it's a lot better. You don't have to pay for anything, and you get emotes and all kinds of stuff. And you can join as many servers and talk as much as you want. And it's a pretty great site.
Discord. Okay. Well, yeah. Is that where all the Facebook people are going to move to eventually?
But yeah, you don't get zucked. You do not get zucked over on Discord. There is no.
I can post. I can post a picture of Herm Edwards with the dick hanging out of his mouth and not get zucked. That sounds like
Yep.
Well, we're thinking.
Sounds solid to me.
We're thinking seriously about moving the whole operation to YouTube because Facebook is making this.
We did MeWe, but MeWe's. I don't know why MeWe is such a hard sell because the interface is actually really. If you've used MySpace and Facebook, it's kind of like a combination between the two, and it's really easy to use. But we had a hard time getting everybody over there.
Yep.
So Discord, that'll be the new thing. We'll check Discord out. We'll probably get zucked for just even bringing it up on the podcast, but I don't. Nothing surprises me anymore.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, fucking suck.
I don't know where
that guy.
I don't know where Mr. Pike is.
So, Sky, will you be attending the game?
I will.
Oh,
I will
okay.
also be tailgating with us and the fan baseball before the game. So if you guys happen to be in town, hit me up.
Yeah, definitely. While you're at the game, definitely post up a live video in group. We'd love to see it.
I'll try to see if I can get the phone.
No, I'm sorry, you broke up.
I'll try to see if I can get my phone.
Yeah, raising your voice was the key.
Yeah.
Good for broadcasting.
Okay. Do you have to sign a waiver when you walk in if you're gonna broadcast on the internet?
No, it's more of the bandwidth and the fucking stadium is fucking atrocious.
Oh, I mean,
It's so bad that I guess you remember the Holy War back at the start of the year. Utah BYU and completely them. Couple fans, Utah fans came back from their game and were like, "Hey, why the fuck does BYU have better in-stadium Wi-Fi than we do? What the fuck?" And that's something Mark Carlin's promised to fix, but he's also promised to fix the fucking concession lines, and that hasn't gone anywhere.
I didn't know more.
Why do you need Wi-Fi? Why don't you just do some roaming? Or do you enter like a cellular dead zone?
It's a bull. You don't, and how they have the data transceivers, you get a horrible connection.
Wow.
Inside the stadium. It's fucking atrocious.
It sounds like you're making. It sounds like you're making this call from there.
Like, if you try to make a phone call from inside the res, it won't even show up on the person you're trying to call's phone until you leave the stadium. That's how bad it is.
So if you call me, and of course I won't know you're calling me, but you're gonna call me, and then I'll go get some groceries or something, and then you leave the stadium like 2 hours later, and then suddenly I say I missed a call from you. Is that what's going on here?
Yep.
Well,
Tiggy Doms needs to go see, because I think he's friends with Peterson, is he not? I know they've got to be Twitter friends. He's Twitter friends with everybody now.
He is, yeah.
So, Tiggy, hook that up, please. Make sure that the Huskies update their Wi-Fi, because we need to see some live Utah versus Washington action from one Mr. Sky Anastasion.
Right, and before he can do that, he's got to tell us what's going to happen in this game.
Yeah, how's this going to go down?
I honestly have been watching Arizona State this season, and I think they're going to get smacked the fuck down. They're not. They don't stand a chance this game this time.
And
they're going to see a family smack style smackdown.
Okay. What's the score going to be, Sky?
That means somebody will be crying and then hitting me up in my inbox to invite them back into the group.
48-3.
Wow.
Holy shit.
All right.
I do not have any faith in Arizona State's offense or defense.
Herm Edwards, go fuck yourself.
Hold on. Let's go ahead real quick, and let's
real
quick, and let's ask Austin to go ahead and make his prediction too. Okay.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Austin, what do you think's going to happen?
Woo!
Yeah. Now do some crickets or something. Shit.
Oh, well, shit. Now I was gonna. I mean, you had Ric Flair. You made Ric Flair bigger, so. Okay.
All right.
Austin Parrish repping the Sun Devils.
All right, Mr. Pike, President Pike, we're fixing to. We're going to take a break, and you better not be drunk passed out.
State.
Fuck Arizona State.
Fuck you, Austin, for not showing up.
All right, we appreciate it, Sky. I'm sorry about Mr. Austin. Mr. Parrish backing out.
We got to look at Ric Flair the whole time instead of his ugly mug. So
that's it.
It was a win-win for us.
It was.
No two ways around.
All right, we're going to a commercial. We'll talk to you later, Sky.
All right.
Goodbye.
Sky Anastasion.
Stay tuned for adverts of the products that make us who we are. Smacking Off the Podcast would also like to thank you for tuning in.
Have you tried Wheaties? They're whole wheat with all of the bran. Won't you try Wheaties? For wheat is the best food of man. They're crispy and crunchy the whole year through. The kiddies never tire of them, and neither will you. So just buy Wheaties, the best breakfast food in the land.
In every Chevrolet showroom across America, more and more people are looking at the car that's just out and just wonderful. The 1957 Chevrolet. Some are looking.
And welcome back to Smacking Off the Podcast. I'm your host, Shannon Madden. Joined with Doug Phillips, and we are joined with one President Justin Pike. What's up, homie?
What's up? Laying here on the couch.
All right, what was your lock last week? Damn it, I was trying to remember that today, and I couldn't. I didn't pull the podcast up. I should have, but I could not remember.
I was wasted last week. Oh, what?
Your lock last week.
The Justin Pike Lock of the Week.
I lost the lock. I think I'm 1-1?
You lost the Auburn one for sure.
Oh God, so I'm 1 for 2. Holy crap!
Oh,
but
no.
this week though.
This is the real one.
This is the real one. This is the real one right here.
Oh shit! I wasn't supposed to do that. That was the wrong button, y'all.
Hey, I like that.
right. There, that's the one I was looking for. Okay.
My lock of the week this week, Alabama minus 34.5 against Tennessee Vols.
Wow, they gonna cover.
They'll cover that.
Fuck them Vols.
They will cover that.
Yeah.
That line should be probably 42, but the reason it's not is because they beat Mississippi State last week.
Yep.
So,
Bama going
Yeah,
to...
but what does that even mean this season, though? Really?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Instead of it being a 34.5 points, instead of it, what it should be, about a 42-point spread.
So you think Bama going to get over 60 in this one?
Yeah, I'd say 50, 55, maybe 60.
Tennessee ain't going to hardly get anything then.
No,
Tennessee don't get shit.
Not as good as it is in years past. It's still good enough to hold Tennessee to 10 to 14 points. You know what I mean?
And that's the Justin Pike lock of the week.
That's it. Okay, let's go off topic. Did you see what happened the other night? Game 4, Nationals World Series. Witnessing history.
You were there, were you not?
I was there.
You were there. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I had a great time. So I went to this place called it's called the Bullpen.
Mm-hmm.
You go down there, they have $5 beers, $3 shots. And they got all looted. Thought the game was going to come on at 8:38, but it came on at 8:08. So I'm sitting there blackout drunk, going, "Oh God, the game! We're already in the first inning." So I run to my seats. I get there as I'm running to my seats. I'm running, and
You can do that on
I got
there.
sick, and I started puking all like as I'm going down the steps to walk to my seat. People yelling at me, going, get away, disgusting. I was like, oh my God. So I ran back up the seats, went to the bathroom, wiped my face off, went down the other row, because you know how it's in sections. So I went on the other side. That way they wouldn't see me. And then I looked on the other side. There's just puke going like all the way down the stairs.
It was
like,
you.
oh my God.
Got
a little dirty.
I'm not surprised at all by any of what you just told me. Actually, that sounds like you.
So,
but you were able to stay during the game, though, right?
Oh yeah, after I puked, I was fine.
Yeah,
I felt good.
Typically, you
most
are.
people do. Yeah,
The pros. Once you puke, you're fine.
Back in my drinking days, I was ready to do some more drinking.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah. I drank about 4
Got that
tall
out of the way.
Let me see if I got this straight. Is the first lady back in the picture?
She is.
Excellent. How's that going?
It's going great.
Y'all were able to work through
Did she
past issues.
She get you that tool that you needed?
You don't let a good man go. That's what I told her, and she did.
Did she get you that tool you needed?
Uh-huh.
Okay, cool. That's what it was all over. It was that tool.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't get that tool, damn it.
And she got the tickets for me.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. She's employed, right? She's got a job and stuff, right?
Yeah, she's an insurance broker.
Oh God, you need to hang on to her for dear life.
She's the breadwinner.
She can get you all the things that you need.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that.
I can't believe nobody donated my World Series fund. Not $1.
Well, because I know that you're dating an insurance broker. I mean, come on.
Well, they know now, but they didn't know when
I looked at my bottom line. I tried to donate 39 cents. It would not let me do it.
Yeah.
Well, Doug, all you had to do was donate $1. At least give me gold.
Couldn't do it. My bottom line only had 30. I had like 48 cents discretionary
The
income.
cheapest ticket to get in there is $850. Okay, let's do the math on this. There's what, 3,300 people in the group, give or take?
No, it's more like 2,300 people.
Okay, 2,300. Everybody donates $1, and I'm sitting good in the World Series. I'm sitting on the first baseline.
And you got enough for a few
All
more
you gotta
beers
do
and
is
a
donate
hot dog.
I hate to bother Pike with this.
What does a beer and a hot dog go at the world? At the World Series?
You can get a Nats dog, I think $4, but the tall boys are 24 ounce. They go for $12.
$12 for 24 ounces,
So
which is essentially two beers.
My $20 assessment
beers.
was pretty close.
But the atmosphere was electric. It wasn't as loud as the wild card game when we played Milwaukee in the do or die game, but it was electric.
Mm-hmm.
The DC brings it on big games like this. We like to sit on our hands in May and June and don't go out to the ballpark. Everybody worries about attendance and stuff like that, but it's a rowdy fan base. I think Washington, D.C.'s fan base very underrated.
They haven't always been the Nationals, have they?
No, they just came back here. I think it was, early 2000s, and they were the Montreal Expos.
You ever been to D.C., Doug?
No.
D.C. is a wonderful
It's
town.
very liberal.
But
You'll
be
love it.
very careful about where you go at night.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Southeast.
We're from Birmingham, so we have to deal with a little bit of that here too. There's just some places
A
you
little
can't go
bit.
after dark unless you got business there.
Well, Pike, Mr. President, I hate to bother you with this, but we've got a problem, and we're going to have to talk about this.
Yeah.
We've got a lurker in the group, and I know that with your
what's that about?
There's a lurker, and he's reporting everything he sees. We don't know who the fuck it is.
Well, we know it's Adam Mollis. Adam Mollis
We know
apparently
who it
had a
is,
problem with Nikki, but now he's gotten a couple other people involved in it. We don't know how to get rid of this guy. What should we do?
Just go through and kill every.
I mean, you
every
are
account.
you are the king of hashtag fake profiles. I mean, let's go ahead and get that straight right now. But how do we deal with this issue? Because this is just tearing us apart.
We need to draw him out.
You find his profile, and then you get everybody to report it as fake, and then Facebook will shut it down.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. That's why you're the king.
Well, they'll shut that one down, but that one's not in group anyway.
No, that's what I did. I shut down a profile one time. I took all my fake profiles and reported the profile as fake.
We need
and
more fake profiles. That's what this is.
Reports.
So if we just get a bunch of fake profiles and just report the hell out of every profile that we're having a problem with, it'll all go away. But we got a lurker though. The lurker's going to get more active, so we got to flush the lurker out. How do we do that?
Well, you just got to be smart about it. You got to look and see what's normal and what's not normal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unusual activity.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to monitor it.
If it's a pro, then he's not commenting.
I don't think he's a pro. Many times they've hit my inbox up. There's not.
Well, if he's just lurking, then that's no problem.
Nah, but he's lurking and reporting. I ain't got no problem with lurkers. We got plenty of lurkers.
He's anonymous.
But he is bragging about the fact that he's reported, and of course we've confirmed it with the people he's reported against.
But he hasn't showed us what account he's reporting from. Obviously,
yeah, can't do it.
Right.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, this is like it's like dealing with a serial killer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
with like a third of the sense.
You know what I do? I'd hire David Marshall. Throw David Marshall a couple $100. That shit will be gone in that shit will be gone 2 days.
You know, I've got a couple $100.
Yeah, get Marshall on it.
Okay.
Oh my God, Yankees base hit. So here's my bet for tonight.
Go ahead.
Here's my bet for tonight. I took Houston plus 110. That means I laid 100 to win 110. And then I took the Chiefs -3, which I loved. They're up 20-6 at halftime. But Patrick Mahomes, did y'all see his injury?
Actually, somebody just came up in chat. I was watching the chat window there, and somebody just said something about it.
His knee popped out of place. Ow. They literally, one of the trainers on the field, popped it back into place. On the field. It was pretty disgusting.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. You got to get that shit back in. I mean, what's more disgusting, him popping it back on, or him just like being carried out in a stretcher with his leg all hanging off and shit?
Yeah, or having to watch Matt Moore play quarterback.
Yeah,
that's pretty disgusting too. This guy's terrible.
Well, I was going to ask you something. I can't remember what it was now. Have you and Landon Beeman patched things up?
A little bit.
Hashtag fake profiles.
Here and there, but he lost me a lot of money at the beginning of the year. I wasn't too happy about that. Then,
did he at least make up for it? Because, you know, he is hashtag lifestyles of the rich and famous.
Yeah, well, he's me, so I don't know. I make myself up to me. I don't know. Kind of hard to do.
Well, I mean, you know, I know for a fact that even though he is you, that there is also a part of you that isn't Landon Beeman. And that part of you that isn't Landon Beeman is the part that needs to pay you that fucking money that he lost for you. So I'm just saying.
See, Landon Beeman, he's a real person, but he doesn't even watch football. I watch football for Landon Beeman.
That's probably true. There's some odd truth to this that nobody fucking has their finger on.
He's an accountant down in Alabama.
Right. Yeah, never watched a fucking game in his life, but he talks mad shit.
Oh, he talks mad shit. Not only that, but comes with you with facts and stats and the whole bit. I mean, if he's faking it.
Yeah, but Pike's funneling them to him.
Oh, wow. Well, that makes sense, actually. That makes a lot of sense.
Because he likes attention.
He's funneling it with his finger.
I'm funneling the knowledge.
We have been had.
I knew that.
But you didn't tell me. You're supposed to tell me shit like this.
I thought you knew that something was going down. I knew that you knew it wasn't what they said it was.
Well, I knew
Landon's never been to an Alabama game in his whole entire life.
I I can't believe
Sometimes
that.
he does, and he posts pictures
I
like
can't-
he's there.
I can't believe
he gets
that.
it from a
No.
friend that's at the game.
You talking about Photoshop? His friend Photoshop?
Whatever happened to that Yakitori fellow that was? Remember Yakitori?
Yeah, I remember.
I mean,
that.
that's a baseball
Yeah.
player's name, isn't it?
I believe so.
But
Yeah, Alvin.
But yeah, you remember
With
Alvin?
friends.
Was that you?
Yeah, that was me with
Ah.
friends. Yeah.
That was a good account. I
knew
like
that.
that
I
one.
knew that was
What
him.
happened? Somebody finally did somebody
Yeah.
report you?
Facebook shut her down.
And then that would they ask for an ID?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you should have
yeah,
went.
Yeah,
And,
they asked for an ID. I was like, oh, gonna be hard to prove this one.
oh,
I actually had a friend of mine that they asked for their ID because they got some funny name on their thing and they
Yeah.
pissed somebody off. And they sent them like their, I don't know, like their grocery store card that didn't even have a picture on there. And Facebook put them back up next couple days.
I know.
Seriously.
I know somebody, a fellow that used to be in group. He used to wear a mask. Y'all might remember him, but I'm not gonna mention any names.
Yeah, Derek King.
But this name was Teddy Shecklesworth, and he got hit, and he made a fake ID and sent it to him, and it passed.
Yeah.
Wow.
He didn't stick a mask on himself. He just did one with a real picture and put Teddy Shecklesworth as the name.
It was a picture of Russ Mostert. Smack
You
Jesus.
know what?
Could very
That's
well be.
pretty impressive.
You know, I really need to do that. I just need to start making up
Well,
a bunch of random accounts, but I'm going to all use them. I'm going to just basically get Russ's, that one picture of Russ that everybody has memed at some point in time.
I'm not sure that you'd have to do that great of a job. You do it all online. You don't have to send a physical copy. It's not illegal to send a fake ID online to somebody because that's not an official capacity. It's not illegal.
Well, and there's no exchanging of goods or anything. You're not trying to cheat anybody. You're just trying to get
It's
back
only
on a
illegal
stupid
to
platform.
hand a fake ID to a public official.
I think Mark Zuckerberg is a senator now, I think. I'm pretty sure that he might be.
Gotcha. All right. Anything to add to this, Mr. President?
All the people in Alabama, bet your mobile homes on Alabama minus 34.5, and you'll wake up and have 2 mobile homes.
And that's the Justin Pike Lock of the Week.
All right, guys. We're
Hey,
going.
y'all take it easy.
Justin Pike, we really appreciate it. It's great. It's always great having you on.
All right, we're going to send everybody off with the Live 10 for this week. If you didn't see it on Monday, it came out Tuesday this week.
I didn't see it, so yeah, I need to
All right.
get on it.
And then
I've
after
been
that,
busy.
there'll be some credits rolling, and fuck you. We'll see y'all on Sunday.
Later, y'all.
This week's Life Championship Top 10 is brought to you by Bad Month Tires. Cuz, who the fuck can afford Goodyear? Those fuckers are expensive as shit. And also by Dr. Thunder, not nearly as good as Dr. Pepper, but a whole hell of a lot cheaper. And now, our champions of Life Countdown.
Number 10, the LSU Tigers. Number 9, the Texas A&M Aggies. Number 8, the Iowa Hawkeyes. Number 7, the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. Number 6, the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Number 5, the Longhorns of Texas. Number 4, the Washington Huskies. Number 3, the Florida Gators. Number 2, falling from the number 1 spot for last week, the Michigan Wolverines. And the new number 1 for week 8, the Mighty Mucks of the Second East, the Georgia Bulldogs.
Find Smacking Off the Podcast on Facebook and on YouTube.
Tune in to Smacking Off the Podcast every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. Fuck each and every motherfucker who doesn't.